Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. And I gotta share with you guys something that's been laying really heavy on me. And usually people who look like me keep accusing me of being a sellout, keep accusing me of a whole bunch of other stuff, mostly because I believe in Western exceptionalism and American exceptionalism. And one of the things that people who look like me often say is that I have hatred and disgust for my people. Which isn't true. I don't have hatred for anyone because of how they look. I do feel that certain cultures are regressive and needs reformation. Now, I've titled this video to be very vague because for better or for worse, and I would argue it's for the worse, the kind of culture that I'm describing has become a protected class, a protected ideology in the West, in liberal circles and the West in general. And so here's what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys know this, but Pakistan recently elected a new prime minister. His name is Imran Khan. And he's the new head of state. He's a very charismatic person. He was an athlete. He was part of the Pakistan cricket team that won them their only World Cup. And he has a lot of popular support in the region, not just in the country. And a lot of people, including myself, hoped that maybe this would be a time that this country will be heading towards a direction that is more appreciative of individual freedoms. This man, this fool, was recently going around talking about how he wants international blasphemy laws. For those of you guys unfamiliar with blasphemy laws, I would really encourage you to look this up. Essentially, it's a legal legislative support that allows people, religious fundamentalists to be more accurate, to murder, kill, or punish in any way someone that they feel is insulting or inciting hatred of their ideology. Both those terms are subjectively interpreted, so you guys can see the horrors this can possibly have on a region. Just Google blasphemy laws and blasphemy laws related cases in Southeast Asia, and you guys would be able to figure it out. So this guy, this fool, wants international blasphemy laws so that nobody in the world can criticize Islam or the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the cultural practices in these regions, they already have something like an international blasphemy law. So let me elaborate. Let's say you are a Pakistani national, and let's say you say something which can be viewed as a criticism of Islam, and at the time you said it, you were outside of Pakistan, you were in the West or maybe some other parts of the world that does not have these crazy laws. If what you said was spread through a forum that is public enough that people back home got to know about you, by the time you get back home you'll be skewered. So that's what the cultural practices are in the region. And this dude wants a more stricter international blasphemy laws. This guy is you could say is a liberal, non-fundamentalist dude, and this is what's coming from him. At the same time, you have people in Saudi Arabia, the Prince of Saudi Arabia. I don't know how the government system works there. These Middle Eastern countries that have prince and princesses and kings, I don't exactly know how they pass laws and stuff. But this dude, he wants to ban satire. He wants to outlaw satire. Now, if you don't know what the punishment for breaking laws in Saudi Arabia is, particularly laws that have religious ties, I would encourage you to Google that up. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. So why do I say these things? Why do I bring this up? Because this is the difference between a group of people. And when I say group of people, I don't want no liberal crazy going out there, hey, this isn't the vast majority of people. These are just some political elites. No, this is the vast majority of people. And let me explain. If a particular law does not have majority support, or if a particular law has a lot of opposition in a particular region or country, that law, for, rightly so, is deemed as controversial. As in, there's a lot of public backlash against these laws. These blasphemy laws that Imran Khan is talking about, or these ridiculous notions of outlawing satire and comedy and jokes, these are not controversial in the region where we're talking about. What does that mean? That means, yes, there are probably people living in those regions that oppose these crazy ideas, but the vast majority of people don't. And politics in those countries are a little different in the sense that politicians have to, in some ways, bend the knee to the will of the people, because we're not talking about the West. There's no arrangement where a politician can just import millions of votes from overseas and get their laws passed, even if the native population is firmly opposed to that. That arrangement does not exist. So a politician generally has to bend the knee to the will of the people, to the sentiments of the people, to the culture. And this is the culture that I'm talking to. This is the culture where I'm from. And this is the culture, this is the ideology that has become a protected set of ideas in the West. So what exactly are people like me? Are we sellouts? Or are we people that try to be objective, that try to point out just ridiculous behavior in our parts of the world? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, because the vast majority of people who look like me, to them, it appears to be that, at least for my lifetime, I would always be a sellout for pointing these things out.